Hello, everybody. This is Two Mics, One BrainCell Pod 3, right? I can't count. Anyways, we have our regular. We have me, and Jinx's Binks, and we have our first guest today.
Um, Before we start go any further, make sure to go to Friday247 on TikTok. His last account got some corruption happened with it. Go to Binks says Jinx on Twitch.tv to watch us live. Jinx says Binks on YouTube and TikTok if you want to see updates of the streams, podcasts, whatever we do. We have our own TikTok account called Two Mics One Braincell. Go follow it down
Mhm.
below. It's very cool, very fun. We have like 3 videos up. We will be posting updates,
It's
clips.
it all the TikTok is just gonna be just highlights of it and update reminders of when we are going to be going live.
Without further ado, let's introduce our guest. Levi, take it away.
So so we have my personal friend, Colton here. We have two Coltons today. Bro's really leaking the Roblox.
Okay. Without further ado,
Give me a sec. I have to go turn my light off, or my light on in my room.
today we will be going through many subjects as far as World War II history of random stuff,
Back.
stories, story times.
Hmm?
But anyways, Levi, let's take it away with your first subject, with your greeting.
Okay, Colton. So the first question, just how are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing
I
today?
am doing
How's your week been?
oh.
Wrong, Colton, dumbass.
I will be referred to
What
as
do you-
Jinx today.
why do I have you put? Why do I have you put as 10? Please turn on hard. Minecraft, by the way. Minecraft
I know.
difficulty. Because my light shit broken. And I'm missing my booties. Boots. Continue. Yeah, you excited for the podcast?
Uh, Colton, you gotta include your audio to the stream. Okay. Well,
That's a problem.
no, it's okay. We'll improvise. Um, yeah, Levi, take it away.
Um, you just fling this on me, man.
I'm clipping that.
I'm doing fine. I'm pretty good today. Okay, so one segment that I did on the last podcast, and I'm gonna do on today's podcast, is the National Day of the Year. Now, since I am rational, I do not have this prepared. So we're gonna look up on ChatGPT real quick. Time of recording, it is March 22nd, 2025. There is quite a few national days. So we're gonna go briefly go over a few. National Goof Off Day encourages taking a break from daily routines, relax, and have a fun day.
Uh, um,
The World Water Day highlights the importance of fresh water and advocates for sustainable management of water resources.
our audio is corrupted.
Bruh.
Okay. I'm fixing it.
I mean, it also doesn't help our guest can't even talk.
Um, Turning microphone volume down. Mm. Changing the stream resolution down too, because that could be a way.
What were you saying? You can turn it on, just by the way.
Um, little bit. Okay, I'll set up peaceful. Okay, keep talking. I'm gonna adjust this.
Okay. I'm just gonna reread what I've said thus far. March 22nd, there is several national, international observances. So this is within the U.S. and outside the U.S. as well. The National Goof Off Day, of course, encouraging taking a break from your routines. World Water Day, just water, the importance of just advocation for just water resources. Could you please turn your phone on? And that's terrible because we can hear it. Or silent.
Real.
Yes. Is audio good?
Real quick, I'm gonna turn off party audio and then turn it back on. We'll be right back, guys. Alright,
Not a message stream at all.
include your audio again. Oh, okay. Well, we got 4 viewers. Welcome. Wow. Hi. If the audio sucks, I get it.
Okay. Yeah. Because you're on mobile. So, another national and international day of the year is Gryffindor Pride Day. Celebrates the courage and bravery associated with the Gryffindor house from Harry Potter. National Corn Dog Day celebrates the popular American snack corn dogs. National West Virginia Day honors the West Virginia's history and its admission as the 35th state of the United States.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Emancipate. Hold on. I said that right the first time. Emancipation Day in Puerto Rico.
Ooh, happy birthday, Puerto Rico.
Commemorates. You know what I mean.
Inspiration Day.
The abolition. I can't speak. They got rid of slavery on the island in 1873.
Woo!
And then World Mime Day celebrates the art of mime and nonverbal communication. Making the birthday of renowned mime artist Marcel Marcielli.
Let it go, France.
And that is all the national and international days of the years that popped up on ChatGPT. So if there's more that you thought of, sorry, but that's just all that popped up on ChatGPT.
If you want to hear anything special on the podcast, we take suggestions. Go to our TikTok and comment on one of our videos what you'd like to see,
or the Twitch stream,
or Twitch. Yeah, hell,
because that's going to be the fastest way to get an answer.
Yeah, if you want an answer, look at Twitch.
So Colton, or Wither Killer. You got any favorite music artists? I know a few answers here.
I'm just gonna have to repeat everything he says.
Yeah, I know. I'll repeat it.
That's fine.
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Nothing is forced here. And technically, they can't hear what you're saying.
We also don't judge here. Taylor Swift, he said.
Katy Perry. Bailey Zimmerman.
Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, and Bailey Zimmerman, he said.
Very wide selection.
Adele. A few pop artists in there.
Country.
A little bit of everything in there. I personally don't have any specific favorite artist. I just have so many different genres that I listen to at one time.
I know nobody asked me, but my favorite.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you.
Oh, sorry. Ask me.
Nice. What's your hey Colton? What's your favorite artist?
I like Leonardo da Vinci. Oh, not that type of artist.
No. Music artist. Go all the way over here just for me to have to fly back.
Alright, yeah. Ghost. I'm actually seeing them in concert on August 3rd.
That's nice. My bad. I left my audio on. My phone. I was watching.
Me?
Nobody.
You're watching me.
He's the one streaming. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, I don't know if I want to. I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote this down, but celebrity crushes. I was really scraping at the bottom of the barrel. I'm gonna skip over that as I have many different. I have a few other ones.
I wanted to answer that. Can I answer?
Sure. Yes, you can answer if you really want to.
So my celebrity crushes are Natalie Portman because she plays Padme in Star Wars. Lindsay Lohan from Mean Girls, specifically from Mean Girls. She after the drugs, she looked terrible. Sabrina Carpenter, short and blonde. That's the whole package there. Also, I really do like Lee. Uh, Lee.
Get out. Get out.
uh, who? Oh, never mind.
Okay, so yeah, you told me a few times. Anyways, we're done with that segment.
Yeah,
Okay, so I have some fun trivia.
Okay, sweet.
Okay,
Oh.
so I'm not going to be answering as it tells me the answers, and that'd be a little unfair. What is the only fruit that has its seeds on the outside?
Good
Only
question.
one fruit. Good job. Good job.
I'm allergic to strawberries.
And technically, strawberries aren't a berry.
They're just straws. Holy lag. Strawberries are yummy.
Hold on, give me a quick second.
I'm allergic to strawberries. I'm allergic to strawberries, but I still eat them.
Which planet in our solar system? Frick you! I was reading that, and then you just moved me away. Excuse me. Okay. Which planet in our solar system rotates on its side?
Earth.
Wrong.
Well, technically on its axis, it spins.
It's specified side, so I'm. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are gonna.
I have a feeling it's gonna be like Saturn. Something.
If you guys want, you guys can skip the question. If you guys both collectively agree.
So it's Saturn.
If you guys both collectively agree, we can skip the question. Wrong.
Mars. Pluto.
It is not Mars. Not Pluto.
Venus. Uranus.
It is Uranus.
Dang. Holy
Okay.
Neptune.
Okay.
SpongeBob reference.
Okay. Next question.
Yes,
What is the tallest mountain in the world and measured from
Mount
base
Everest.
to peak? Wrong.
Oh,
This
wait,
goes from
no,
sea.
no, it's that one in Hawaii. It's that one in Hawaii.
Nope.
It's in Hawaii, isn't it?
No. I'm not counting hints. If you think it's
I
in
don't know
Hawaii,
the
then
name. I'm just saying Hawaii Mountain.
nope, not Mount Rushmore.
Sorry.
Colton, please stop bullying our guest.
I'm not bullying.
You're laughing in his face because he guessed the wrong answer. At least he's making a bigger attempt than you are.
Size does not matter.
According to this question, yes, it does.
Get out. I'm clipping that.
Okay, so you guys are very much so off.
Geography.
It is in Hawaii. Colton gets half a point for that. It is in Hawaii. It is Mount Kia.
That's because I watched some stupid video on that.
Not me.
Not me.
I don't watch Mr. Beast. Okay, that was pretty interesting. Okay, which animal can sleep for 3 years?
Isn't it a bear?
I'm assuming this means in a row.
Is this a bear?
It is not a bear.
Ooh. Our audio's
Really
corrupted
glad.
again.
I'm really glad that nobody can see this.
Thank you. I don't. I think is it corrupted again? Echo. It's corrupted again. That's my first
You
thought.
think snake? You think snake? What do you think?
My first thought was snake.
It is not a snake. It is a snail.
A snail. Well, that's because
Yeah,
they
apparently
sleep
snails can.
90% of their life.
Yeah, quite a bit. I'm assuming. Hold on, I have to watch this part of the tutorial. I'm watching a Minecraft tutorial, little bro. Stop hating.
He's watching a tutorial how to life.
Probably something like that. Yeah, yeah.
How could he come to your house?
You can just walk to my house.
Well,
I told him my
how would the
address.
podcast work though? No,
I would just.
how would you go to your house? How would he go to your house?
He would just go to my house. He
Oh
literally,
my god.
earlier he was debating about walking to my house and was telling me to ask my mom if he can come over. And I was like, bro, what? It
Invite me over.
caught me so off guard for a minute. Harder wake.
Yeah. And we just exposed where I live.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah, but we didn't say where, though.
Yeah.
And there's two different lakes.
I live in your mama's house.
Ooh.
Come find me. First one to find
What
me
common
gets
item?
$100 and a kiss.
What common item was used as a currency in the Aztec Empire? This is kind of weird. This is
Is
kind
it emeralds?
It was not emeralds. You're thinking of Minecraft, dummy.
Doubloons?
What common item was once used as currency in the Aztec Empire? Nope.
Doubloons?
This is kind of random. Nope, not the balloons. It is not. It is not any form of currency like that. You would think. It's
The Pillsbury Doughboy cookie dough.
great guess, but unfortunately, no.
No!
Animal Head was deemed no. Animal Head was deemed as no.
Not the Pillsbury Doughboy cookie dough. That stuff is good to eat raw. Yeah, I like
Okay,
it.
well my Trident farm works. Well, you guys want to know the answer?
Yeah.
No? Is that what I heard? I heard a little
Yeah.
there? Sorry, my bad. Cocoa beans.
Cocoa beans. Cocoa beans. Aztecs. Oh, wait, Aztecs.
Yeah. Okay, this one I feel like you guys will know a bit better.
Oh, God.
Which animal has the most powerful bite?
Isn't it the... yeah, I was gonna say... No,
Nope,
it is
you must
not.
not have the most powerful bite.
It is the hippo.
Yep. It is a hippopotamus.
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only
No, this is wrong. This is wrong because there's two metals that melt at liquid that is liquid at room temperature. And if you guys can get both of them, I'll give you guys bonus points.
Isn't...
What is the only what metal is liquid? What metal is liquid? There's 10 questions. What metal is liquid at room temp? There's two answers, but
shit. It's
one's pretty
Mercury.
One's pretty popular. Mercury is one of them. Yes, Mercury is an answer. Also, there's no googling this, by the way.
I also love chemistry too. I'm trying to think of the periodic. He's googling.
You just play Geometry Dash a lot, so.
That sounds about right.
You guys get the other one? I expected you guys to guess the other one. It starts with a G. I expected you guys to guess this one before the other one.
Granite?
Go for it.
Wait,
It is not granite.
That's a rock.
Granite's a rock, not a metal.
Oh wait, it's pronounced
This-
granite?
Yeah, granite. You guys give up?
No. G? Galumanium? No, I swear that's not. It's not. It's. Oh wait, I'm thinking of a transformer. Fuck. No, wait. I got this. I don't got this. Tell me.
Gallium.
A gallium. I was close.
You were very
Gallium.
close. I was about to count. I was about to count you. I was about to count it
Galumanium.
for you.
Because that's how British people pronounce it. Galumanium.
What is the national animal of Scotland? You guys got this.
The the bagpipes.
Pretty sure that's an instrument, but alright.
Is it a bird?
Scotland,
Is
yes.
it a bird? Is it a bird? 'Cause I feel like it's a bird.
You guys want a hint?
Yes, I request a hint.
It is not a bird.
Oh, damn. Is it a flying being? Like. Forget that question.
It's a mythical creature. It is a mythical creature.
Oh! It's a Greek thing. It's a Greek thing. What's the thing? Is it called?
No.
It's that Greek thing. It's a Cerberus. No, not Cerberus. It's not a three-headed dog.
Nope. You guys are on the wrong track.
Is it a Minecraft? Is it a Minecraft animal?
You guys give up?
No. Sorry. I get a little intimate.
This about to take. It's not a scorpion. Mythical creature. They're not mythical creatures.
Is it?
I must
is it
be
Greek or Roman?
allegedly.
Greek or Roman?
You think I know the difference? I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. Oh, I have a hint. It appears in the Minions.
Minions tonight.
It appears
Minion,
it appears
the
in
freak
Minions.
spawn.
No, not that one. The one where Agnes wins. Agnes wins this, and
the.
Yep.
Is it
Yep.
a Loch Ness monster?
Yep, there you go. Unicorn.
Oh,
You got it. National animal of
unicorn.
Scotland, the unicorn.
Unicorn.
Yep, I don't know.
I hear the bagpipes already playing. Shout out to our people from Scotland.
Which country has the most lakes than the rest of the world combined?
Canada. Canada?
Yep, there you go. You got it.
I knew it
It's
because
Canada.
I just thought because of all the islands.
What letter is not found in any U.S. state name? This includes first, like,
V.
all the letters.
No, wait, no.
Nope.
Q? Oh, yeah,
Q?
it's Q.
Yep,
It is Q.
it's his Q.
I was
And that is 10 rounds of trivia.
Aw, there's no more.
I'm pretty sure that host Colton won that one. I don't know that. I wasn't keeping track. I wasn't really keeping track.
I'm also
I
a
also
nerd
don't
too,
like
so
it.
don't take it from me.
Yeah. Doesn't mean he's a nerd.
The
That
mullet
just means
makes me
he's right there.
stupid. The mullet just makes me stupid. For the record, I'm not joking.
Okay. So, what the hell, you got any hobbies? What kind of video games, though? Nice. Minecraft, Geometry Dash, so far. What is Paper.io?
I used to play that game.
I called him earlier. What did you say? Magic Tiles. Pretty fun.
It's the finger game.
Yes, it is a thing. Yes, it's just like we tap. Yeah, I know.
Hey, that's like me with Hello Neighbor.
All right.
That.
Nice.
Where the hell am I going?
Well, if that's it, then I have a story.
Okay.
Okay, so the time period is 2001, right?
No.
2001 in Idaho. In Idaho.
Oh.
Colton, I literally told you it before I got on the podcast. I told you what it was.
Oh.
No, I told him not to, though. Because it's supposed to be. I didn't even tell him everything.
He told me.
Okay, so the time period is 2001, and there's this high school dropout. There's this high school dropout named Nate. He's 19 years old. He's bounced from job to job, and he's just looking for something to stick. He's just throwing stuff at the wall until it sticks for him. He's worked at Pizza Hut, any fast food that you can think of in 2001, any part-time work, and then he sees this thing, and at this time, cannabis is legal and very common in Canada, and and it is not so common in the U.S. It also depends what state you're in, but in the U.S. it's kind of legal.
Except
Anyways,
for Colorado and like every other state besides
again,
Nebraska.
2001.
Oh yeah, never mind.
With a medical license, you can get it in a few
Oh
states.
yeah, and yeah, like Nebraska too.
Because you can get in Iowa, but as long as you have a medical license, then you have to give up your firearms. Anyways, so little old Nate here sees that BS buds, which is just cannabis, in Canada is really popping. Like at the time, it's a $7 billion industry, and he wants to tap in on it. But obviously, if you're gonna buy pounds of cannabis, you're gonna need money. So his friend sells this boat that he found for about $1,400, right? Takes it to Canada, drives over to Canada border, no problem, right? Then he gets there, and then he realizes, wait a minute, this is going to be a lot more difficult than I thought because not everyone's just sitting on the side of the road saying selling cannabis, please help. You know what I mean? Not everybody on the side of the road is trying to sell cannabis. And I don't know if this is true, but this is from the video that I seen. But basically, he gets scammed by some old man. His cannabis prices should have been around $400 a pound. He paid $1,400 for a pound. But regardless, he takes it to America. He smuggles it back to America. And you may say, how does he smuggle it back to America? That's because of basically kind of the open border between the Canada and U.S. And what I mean by that, there's just no wall there. So in the middle of the night or something, you can just run across the border and get through it scot-free. And since he lives in Idaho, there's a part that's just Canada, so he doesn't even have to cross state lines with it, which very much so helps. So he pays $1,400. He gets a pound of cannabis, right? And he has his friend with him who paid for it essentially. So in this situation, his friend is basically just a henchman that gets no money, and then Nate's the kingpin of the operation. He goes down, and everybody goes down. So Nate here, a broke high school dropout, invested into cannabis in Canada, and he drops his friend off right before the border. His friend hikes 11 kilometers or 7 miles in U.S. He takes it across the U.S. border and meets him at a common restaurant. I think it was like Outback Steakhouse or something like that. And then he gets in the car. They're both in the same car, and they just go. And then one of Nate's friends, one of Nate's friends is a dealer, so he sells it to his dealer and makes $2,800. So he nearly doubled the amount of money he could be making more if he didn't get scammed. So then he starts. Now he $2,800, $2,800 in hand. He goes. Wait a minute. That we doubled our profit and we got scammed. So we can completely lower that and make quite a bit more money. So what he starts doing is he starts expanding. He starts expanding with just them two. You know, it's the same thing. They take more money through, and then they leave with no money, and then they get to the border. He hikes the 7 miles back, and then he hikes the 7 miles back. They meet each other in an Outback Steakhouse, and boom, they have a few pounds of cannabis in the country, and they give it to their dealer. They give it to the dealer. They make a quick profit. And just in a month or two, Nate has $500,000.
Wow.
He has $500,000. 19-year-old. He's
19.
still 19. He went from having nothing to $500,000 in a few months.
How is he gonna launder that money?
You see, it's 2001, and nobody really caught
Oh
on.
wait, never mind. 2001 was. I think there are
Nobody
bigger
really,
problems in the world.
nobody. And I'm based on the timeline, I'm assuming it was pretty early in the year or something like that. But
His border security probably wasn't as tight before it.
no, because they were literally just putting on ghillie suits or just wearing camo clothes and just running through and just hiking through the wilderness.
Well, Canadians are friendly. They say. They probably let them through.
I mean, some old man selling them weed.
Love you, Canada.
Anyways, and so one thing about I don't know where I was going with this. I was trying to do a transition, but essentially they just keep expanding, and then Nate's friend realizes, and then Nate's friend says, "Dude, I'm carrying too many pounds of cannabis on me. Like this is starting to get really tiring. We need to get more people to help." So he goes to some of his other broke high schoolers and just hires them on and is paying them $8,000 per run. And they bring on a few more people, and so it's more people hiking, so that's more people carrying cannabis, so that's more profits and more stonks, more monies. Okay, he keeps expanding and expanding until he gets to a crew of about 32 people, and each run he's getting a few $1,000,000 a run. He is selling so much cannabis, but by the time he's done, by the time he's getting close to hit 20, he has $32 million.
Shit.
And he looks around him early on, and he goes, "Well, how are these drug kingmen and lords getting caught? Right? They're being too flashy with their money. They're going out. They're buying expensive stuff and all that.
And the government's tracing.
And so Nate and his friend, before they start majorly expanding, they go, "That's not us. We're not going to do that because then it'll be more difficult for us to get caught." Right? They didn't obey by this very long. Nate's the one who said something about it, and Nate's the one who was the worst with his money, of course. But anyways, Nate gets his girlfriend, and I really wish that I could say that she was a nice college student. No, she was a stripper.
Nice college student.
He just started dumping money on her. And Gucci, I think the latest Gucci thing, he was just spending his money. He was getting 4-wheelers, jet skis, anything. He was getting plasma and 32-inch TVs and all of this. Whatever he wanted, he was getting the best and most latest model of it because he could afford it with ease.
The iPhone 98.
Right? And then all of a sudden, his friend says, "Dude, you're getting too flashy with our money. I think we have a crap ton of money to retire and live the rest of our lifestyle. Let's just get out of this." And Nate, being the greedy 19-year-old that he is, looks him in the eyes and says, "No, I'm not done yet. I'm not going to stop until I get caught."
Question.
Well, what?
What happened to the other guy? Did he leave? Did he leave the business and retire?
What guy? His friend?
Yeah, his friend.
Well, I'm getting there.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Patience, young one, patience.
I'm interested. I'm actually listening to what you say.
So Nate's friend is getting very paranoid, right? Now, all of a sudden, Nate gets a phone call.
Oh, no.
Now, Nate gets a phone call by his friend. Nate doesn't think much of it. Nate's just like, what does he want?
Treats.
He gets a phone call saying that he was robbed for a few pounds of cannabis and $40,000.
Oh.
Two armed robbers broke into his house at gunpoint, knew his full legal name and where he lived. Now, if you're working for a drug lord, you don't want people breaking into your house, knowing your address, knowing your full legal name. Yeah. That is not something that you want. So So for a person like Nate, $40,000 and a few pounds
It's
and a few
nothing.
pounds of cannabis is nothing. If you have a few million, if you're making a few million per run, 40K is nothing. You would throw that out at anybody to keep them quiet, right?
Hush money.
But you see, there was something bigger going on.
Ooh.
Now he wasn't the only teenage. He wasn't the only nerdy teenager that was making a few $1 million from selling cannabis from Canada. There was another kid, which I can't remember what they called him, but all I remember is that he was Asian and it was an Asian, like it was like an Asian name or something. Quite like it was like just a stereotypical Asian name, like Wong or something like that, or Wang or something like that.
Something wrong.
Can't say
Sorry.
that.
I'm sorry.
So so what he didn't know is that so I'm gonna call his rival because Nate's rival. I'm gonna call him Steve. Don't
Steve.
say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Okay, so I'm
I
gonna call him Steve.
am Steve.
Now Steve, now Steve is a lot different from Nate. Nate and Steve are polar opposites. Because Nate is a dropout and he was living out of his mom's basement before he decided to start selling drugs. Nate was an honor student and had a and I don't quote me on this, but he could play violin. He had it up. He had great parents. He had very active parents. And Nate just or not Nate. Steve just didn't feel satisfied with his life. He didn't feel satisfied with making an honest living. So he started doing the same exact thing Nate did. And then eventually Steve had been doing this longer for Nate, and then Steve looks over at Nate, and Nate's making way more than Steve is, and
Usually.
and and Steve is making a lot less than what Nate is, and Steve's been in the business longer, so he's got and so Steve sees that Nate's getting really big, making a lot more money, and of course tapping into a $7 billion industry and tapping in on a country who has no access to it other than smuggling. Honestly, you could just go to a different state and do it and still make the same amount of money. But Steve said, "Nah, I'm gonna be the only one in Idaho to do this." So, so what he does is he hires a man who has a completely clean record, but a great friend of his. He pays him $100,000 to kill Nate. Okay, with a $5,000 down payment, and at the end when he does the job, he'll get 95K.
Oh wow.
So they know they start investigating into it. They know his associates and they know their addresses, and that's very scary for Nate. But Nate doesn't know it yet. And and this all ties into they got the wrong house. Or sorry.
Oh.
So so the assassin hadn't gotten his 5K down payment yet. So he was just like, well, we have these averages, these addresses of these people, so why not just go make a quick 40K and make more money out of this while still getting a $100,000 fat paycheck for killing some dude. So they robbed him, and then so that put Nate on the radar, which Nate still spending money on his girlfriend, too blinded by the rich.
And
Nate's too blinded to see it, but Nate got really lucky. You see Steve, you see Steve, or no, we're gonna go into Nate. So until Nate got into an accident and broke his forearm, and you would think this is just no problem because if he's not even being monitored by any government organizations or nothing like that, not yet at least, he's not being monitored. There's no problem to going in there, right? So he goes in there, he's fine. Nothing goes on. Everything proper. He gets put on. Once he's released from the hospital, he gets painkillers until he gets addicted to
oh,
them.
story.
Nate gets addicted. Nate gets addicted to painkillers, right? Yeah. I can't remember how this has any relevance to the story because it's really not. It's just saying that Nate got into a low point in his life.
Cut my life. Sorry.
Not that, but
Continue.
so he became addicted to painkillers, and then Steve got addicted to nose candy too. He started throwing his money into
Fun
nose
dip.
candy. And then he got addicted quick, and he started dumping more and more and more and more money until he completely forgot about this whole killing Nate thing. He's too distracted from Nate, and Nate being too blinded by the greed, and then him being too blinded by the fun dip, and then there's the assassin not getting his 5K down payment until the assassin asks Steve where does he want Nate's body to be. And so they lead him to a forest by the Canadian border, and he says right here. And then the assassin demands that Steve give him the 5K down payment. Demands for it because it's been months at this point, and Steve hasn't thrown a dollar at him yet. And Steve, being too addicted to nose candy, not really seeing the severity of the situation, just said, "Come on, man, I'll give it to you." Until the assassin leaped at him, leaped at Steve, and started and put his hands around his neck and started getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And Steve's just begging for his life and saying that I'll give you the money until he's dead. And then, right where Steve said that he wanted Nate's body, his dead body gets left there. And it came to a very shock when the town found out, or the state found out, that a man with a pretty promising future was killed and was found until the government found out about little old Nate.
Ooh.
And then, what are you doing to your microphone?
Please do stop. You.
Please stop. Anyways, so Nate has no rivals anymore. And then, but the thing that sucks for Nate is that he has no competition, which he didn't even know about. But now the government knows about him. The DEA, FBI, and Border Patrol are on his case. Right?
And he doesn't even
And
know yet.
he knows it. He knows it because the murderer knows it. And at this point, by the time he's murdered, he knows that he has a rival. And so he starts to get very paranoid once the government finds that. And they start looking a little deeper into who killed him. They found who killed him. That man gets locked up for, I think it was 35 years.
Wow.
He gets locked up for 35 years for second-degree murder. We're gonna say. We're gonna say. Yeah, he's still in prison. Nate isn't.
And
we'll get into that later. Okay, so Nate keeps doing it, right? And Nate eventually stops. Takes all his money, turns it into cash. Your account, by the way.
Who?
You.
Damn it. I moved my headset.
So.
That's because I had my headset very loud. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So,
Is that better?
Nate eventually takes all of his funds. Oh, yeah, much better. He eventually takes all his funds and gets a new house. Also, one thing that I forgot to say is that at one point his mom starts asking where he's getting all this money from, and he just buys his mom a lakeside property, and she just never asks another question. She just says, I'm fine with this, and he pays for it the entire time. And then Nate goes into hiding, and he manages to slip away from the DEA, FBI, and Border Patrol for months. And eventually they find enough evidence and a warrant out for his arrest. And they're surprised to see when little old Nate just walks into a police station and says, "Yo, I give myself up."
Oh, I feel like I heard this case before. Hold up.
The past few months, he's been selling drugs and made $32.7 million before he turned himself in.
I've heard this case before. Never mind.
And That's a lot of money for a 20-year-old at this point, because eventually, because at this point he's about 20 now, and this all happens in about a year. So, so, so he gets sentenced. He doesn't get sentenced for the murder because he had no connections to the murder. Of course, he didn't order nothing, so he has no connections to the murder. Yes. Well, it wasn't even Steve's men; it was a third party.
Well, yeah, but technically his men. If you're
Yeah,
about it.
but the assassin did it because he wasn't getting his money after months, and so after this happened, Nate gets sentenced to 12 years in prison. Nate is out today. Nate currently, yeah, he got 12 years and now runs, and currently, to this day, runs an AC business.
Does he still have millions of dollars?
No, he lost it all because that's all drug money. He doesn't have access to it. The government sees it.
Well, what
If he
happened to
robbed
his
a
Nate's
bank,
friend?
probably got arrested too. All of everybody got arrested because everybody around Nate started getting locked up, and they were all ratting on him to get out of jail.
Oh.
And so then Nate turned himself in, and then
Where's
he got
Nate's
12
friend
years.
at right now?
You think I know? I don't care.
I do.
It's not Nate, not Nate's friends.
I'm invested
look
in
up
the
on your
story,
tab.
dog.
Okay. So if you want to see the full video with more in depth and detail, check out Vince Butage's How This Nerdy Teen Became a $32.7 million drug trafficker.
I've watched that video before. I've heard of
Yep,
this.
and then you can check that out, and then you get more detail. It's like 14 minutes or something like that. Not that long. I took a longer time explaining it than he did. It was way more condensed, and I was doing it off my memory.
If
He
you
had
know
scripts
more
and
about
stuff.
the story than us, which you probably do, feel free to correct us
Yep.
for any missed history we get wrong on the podcast or misinformation we give.
Which, to be honest, there's gonna be a little bit of at some point if we keep talking about history. But for the most part, I'm doing research.
Wow, that was pretty interesting.
I don't have another one. That's all I had written down before the podcast started.
Well, current. What I wanted to talk about mainly, and I did the last podcast, was
What?
the current issue between
Oh!
France, Germany, and the United States.
Okay, screw you. I'm gonna go into Colton. So with I noticed this like a few weeks ago about you and Andrew's relationship.
I want to talk
How
about
you
that.
how you guys how you guys have just been arguing a lot more, and that really came to a shock to me because you guys were pretty good friends, to my knowledge at least. And then you guys just seemed really crabby to each other, and then when you guys interacted with me, you guys are perfectly fine.
Are you guys a married couple by chance?
That's us two dumbass.
That's us too? What?
Yeah, I literally sent you a video, and it was no, not right now. Sorry.
You gave me that.
I literally have given you 2 rings in Minecraft, and then I sent you a video saying it was life advice, and it was saying go out and marry your best friend. So I clipped it and sent it to you.
I watched it. He did.
Yeah,
that.
good. Okay. Anyways, you can talk with regular. My bad. Mental health has been declining. At the time. So your mental health was declining. So how did that tie into you and Andrew declining in friends? Because now it seems like you guys are fine for the most part. Better than it used to be, at least. So some days he'd be in a really bad mood.
Hmm.
Toxic nature.
I mean, that's an understatement.
So Andrew is grinding his gears. Also, I have to watch this tutorial, so I have to mute my mic. By the way, hoping you're
Okay.
connected.
You got done with it? And he just started getting real mad. And it was Levi. And then Levi stood up for you. That's good. I'm proud. Thank you. Good job. Thank you, Levi. Levi, you're a good person.
I,
Thank you, Levi.
I noticed something was up because they really argued over really pointless stuff, and Andrew was kind of being a bit of an aggressor in there, and because basically we were just doing light poking at Colton, except it was only at Colton. So then I noticed it and I stopped, but Andrew kind of didn't, and Andrew still every now and again does it, and every now and again I still do it.
I hope Andrew's watching this. Andrew, you're my friend. You will probably always be my friend. But you are a little toxic. Please, for our friendship and everybody else you're friends with, please let's stop being
Andrew,
toxic.
Andrew, if you're watching this, Andrew, if you're watching this, you're still a friend, but again, not everybody's perfect. You still make mistakes. We're just criticizing you on them. And again, we can't go over every good thing that you've ever done in your life to justify
Uh,
one or two bad things that you've done. We're just talking about it,
in general,
and don't be too quick to judge Andrew if you don't know him.
yeah, he's cool.
Because he's not a bad person.
He just made a silly Billy decision.
Because he's helped me with a few stuff. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. My bad.
Yeah. School can be painful.
So burnout from content creation, school, and grades. So school is burning him out.
As
So currently at the time of recording we are on spring break. So is spring break helping you?
if I can give you some advice, because I've been doing content creation.
Is this a therapy session? This just went from talking about beef to a therapy session.
If I
I'm
can
not
give you
hating you, I'm
some
just pointing it
advice,
out.
content creation, I've been doing it since I can't even remember. But
Back in my day, speech.
shut up. I'm trying to be nice. But I've done it for a while, and burnout is very common. That's why I've kind of slowly veered away from editing videos because I found it more relaxing just to stream videos, chat with people, or chat with people. That's why I even wanted to start podcasts in general because it's content that I don't have to edit, which I like editing. So it depends on the video, but it's it's draining definitely. But if you can find someone that is willing to edit or find a game that you really enjoy that you can talk about for hours, then I don't know what's
I,
up.
I would I would totally be fine with editing, except I don't have
Right.
like a laptop or nothing like that. I don't have anything to easily edit on.
What type of content do you do?
Well, if there's anybody watching this podcast that likes Geometry Dash, then go check him out. He probably has a few videos that you will enjoy. You gonna drop this off earlier? All right.
Now I'm going to talk about.
We're not getting political.
I wasn't gonna get political. I was gonna talk about the current world situation.
Fine, talking about the current world situation.
Current world
We'll
situation.
make a guest on us to talk about the dang
podcast.
guest.
New pod.
The whole point of having a guest is to talk about the dang guest and not have to bring up random stuff and not have to improv.
Well, you talked about that for like 16 minutes. Don't even.
Hey, it was interesting.
It was, and so is this. So
Said it because I was
Germany's
invested.
back at it.
Not invested.
Germany's back at it again, and this time they're working with France against and they're working with France, basically signing a treaty saying if the because they think the United States is going to forcefully take Greenland, and if they do, they're going to declare war on the United States. Also, women in France, the good old Perry, are taking their shirts off and painting American flags with a silly little 1945 symbol on the over top of it, showing what America has involved in. And that is the current world situation. Brought to you by Jinx's Banks.
All right. Well, is there anything that you have to add? Or we start with together? Is there anything you want to talk about? Any questions you have for us? Maybe. Yeah, maybe we could do a read or something.
Yeah.
But that'd probably be in a little bit in the future. We probably want to have a few guests on just in case. Well, not just in case, but just have a few guests on the farm by that point.
Some variety.
Nope.
No?
Not really. This kind of segment was kind of for you to
express yourself.
Talk about anything good.
Alrighty. 57 minutes. It was fun.
Am I doing the outro, or did you already stop?
I usually do that outro.
No, I was gonna do the outro since I did the intro.
What do you do the outro then? God damn.
Okay. Well, if you are watching in stream or if you are watching on YouTube, if you like what you see on YouTube, come over and see it live, and you get to see it unedited. You get to see any mishaps, like a spilled drink or whatnot, that wouldn't make the final cut. Which, granted, we're too lazy to edit, so right now it'll make the final cut. Probably, anyways. But come check out our socials. Go check out Wither Killer on YouTube, right? On Wither is it Wither Killer? Wither Killer 566 on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, yeah. Xbox app if you want to go follow him, I guess. But yeah. Also, of course, go follow us. We have said in the intro. Friday 274 on crap. I can't think of it. TikTok. Yeah, 247. That's what I said, didn't I? Anyways, go follow. That doesn't matter. Go follow it. Go follow it. Go follow Jinx's Binks. I'm gonna die. Go follow Jinx's Binks. Please look at my stuff. It's Jinx's Binks on YouTube and TikTok, right? And then Twitch is Binks as Jinx, where you get to see it live currently until we make a 2 mics 1 podcast.
Am I grabbing?
Twitch account. Yes. What? It's a little farther than the gunpowder.
I don't know where to go.
Okay. Go to the gunpowder farm and just keep going that way. Fall damage. I fell down and my light is broken because they're on breaking. I fell into the drop chamber.
Oh. Well, anyways,
so yeah.
You guys have a good rest of your day.
Hey, I'm not done yet. I'm not done plugging ourselves. We're greedy, boy.
I'm usually the one who plugs. I thought. Grr.
Yeah. I'm the one who normally does the outros. Grr.
Then you
Anyway,
might as well just make a
yeah,
whole podcast. Grr.
go follow all of our socials. Next time you'll get to do it. Grr.
Grr.
Go follow all of our socials. If you like
Strangely.
what you've seen, go check out our other socials. We have a TikTok, 2 mics, 1 BrainCell TikTok, where we post highlights. There will probably be a few highlights from this stream slash episode over there, and you will get like nearly close updates, like such as today, where our time of recording, we were gonna record at 3 p.m. CST, and then it got delayed to 8 p.m. CST. So if you want to watch it live, you get to see when we go live, and you get live updates too. Will there be a difficult Discord server? That's future talk, okay? Shush, stop asking too many questions.
You.
So is there? Oh, wait! I just remembered that I had my hopper and everything set up on there. So none of my stuff is in it. So all my stuff is in a chest. So go check all. Yes, it is. Fuck you. Go check all that stuff out. Fuck you. Go check it out. Anyways, yeah.
This is not in the chest, only. Okay, I'm coming.
Gen stream.